What's up, Bills Mafia? I got the players whose stock went up and those who that went down following the Buffalo Bills loss to the New England Patriots this past Sunday. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, I got the players whose stock went up and those that went down following the Buffalo Bills loss to the New England Patriots this past Sunday. What a terrible loss, man. Anyways, let's get to this. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. All right, first up, stock down quarterback Josh Allen. Allen had a solid game passing the ball as 9 players caught at least one throw and 4 players had at least 35 receiving yards. After throwing his only interception on his first pass of the game, Allen was essentially mistake-free outside of missing some open throws. It should be noted that he was not as effective running the football as he has been this season, and Buffalo's missed that part of Allen's game. So I don't know. It's kind of odd. Like they're praising him. But yet they're giving him the stock down. I disagree. I don't think it's stock up, but I don't think it's stock down either. If you look at his overall performance, not bad. I think his quarterback rating was 90. Completion percentage, I believe, was in the high 60s. So, other than the first pass of the game, which led to an interception, which led to points, after that, I felt like he played a pretty good game. Yes, he did miss some passes, but you guys also got to remember he is dealing with that shoulder injury that he's 1 week removed from. So, it's expected for Josh Allen to probably not play his best football after suffering that injury, though I do expect him to be better this week. I'm hoping not miss so many throws. I think that shoulder injury is just probably going to be a week-to-week thing. It probably get better as the weeks go on. Probably just a little bit more pain tolerance right now that he has to go through. So, but I don't think stock up or stock down for Josh Allen. I would keep it neutral at that point. They're saying stock down, but I gotta disagree. Do I want to see Allen running a little bit more? Yeah, I do. I think he's being handcuffed a little bit too much by I think it's Sean McDermott that's handcuffing Josh Allen. I don't think it's Ken Dorsey. As much as I rag on Ken Dorsey and his play calling this season, I think who's holding Josh back is the leader of this team, and that's the head coach, and that's Sean McDermott. And Sean McDermott needs to stop doing that. You got to let Josh be Josh. He's going to make some mistakes here and there, but you got to deal with it. The whole part of Josh Allen, what made him unique, is the fact that he would get out of the pocket. He would run. He would take those chances from time to time. And you just don't see that this season. And I really do believe that Sean McDermott is holding Josh back a little bit this season, especially with running the football. All right, next up, stock down, wide receiver Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis. Davis lands on this list because of his relative ineffectiveness throughout Sunday's game against the Patriots. Davis received the 3rd most targets, 5, of anyone else who played for the Bills. But he had the 8th most receiving yards, 6, on the day. New England has been somewhat effective against the pass this season, but one would have hoped that Davis would have made more of an impact with Stephon Diggs drawing as much attention as he did. I agree. And I've been supporting Gabe Davis for a long time now, and it's getting very difficult to support him, to defend him. And I just, at this point, he's just inconsistent. What Gabe Davis shows up, we don't know. And you can't have a guy like that as your number 2. You just can't. Um, Bill Belichick did exactly what he was supposed to do in that game. He doubled up Diggs. He played physical against Diggs. He took Diggs out of the game plan and let everyone else beat him. He challenged the Buffalo Bills, to beat their corners, everyone else to beat their corners. And Gabe Davis did not do that. The only other guy that was a weapon in this game was Dalton Kincaid. He was the only other guy that could get open. And once again, Ken Dorsey just not using him correctly. But back to Gabe Davis. Yeah, stock down, 100% stock down for Gabe Davis. Listen, not only that, he's on a contract year. He's not helping himself because I don't think the Bills are going to re-sign him. And other GMs are looking at your film, bud, and they're going to decide what you're worth. And if you keep on dishing out performances like this, it ain't going to be much. So I don't know what to say, man. I really believe Brandon Beane needs to go out and make a trade for a quality number 2 receiver. Will he? Like I said, doubtful because he doesn't do it. Does not trade for players. All right, next up. Stock up, James Cook. I agree. Cook had an all-around good performance on the ground and in the air against the Patriots defense that had been pretty stingy against the run and about league average against the pass. Cook made some big plays that helped wake up the offense when it was time to make a comeback in the second half. His work in the receiving game is something that Buffalo should explore when defenses are intent on giving up anything underneath. I agree. James Cook is a very good pass catcher out the backfield. You need to get him more involved in the offense. No doubt about it. He has speed. And you, as you can see, when he has the ball in his hands, he usually gets some positive yards out of it. So Josh Allen definitely needs to start trusting James Cook more as well, because there is times that James Cook is wide open and Allen decides not to go his way and take the harder pass. And Allen just needs to start trusting in him a little bit more. And some of his other receivers, by the way, a little bit more moving forward, because you can't just go Diggs all the time. Because of games like this where teams are doubling up Diggs, playing Diggs a little bit more physical, making it more difficult for Diggs to get involved. Allen needs to look elsewhere. And also these players need to step up. Look at Gabe Davis. No bueno, right? James Cook showed up, but he's a running back. We need other receivers to step up. All right, next up. But yeah, I agree. Stock up for James Cook. He had a good, by the way, it wasn't a 100-yard running game, but overall he netted 100 yards. I thought we should have ran him a little bit more. I thought the holes were there at times. I thought our run blocking was way better than our pass blocking. Pass blocking was terrible. Pass protection, F, terrible. Run blocking, not bad. I'd say a C+. All right, anyways. Next up, stock down, Greg Rousseau. Oh, I hate to see that. But it's true. Other than a solo tackle, Rousseau did not do much against the Patriots offensive line on Sunday. This could also be extended to the entire Buffalo Bills defensive line, as they put little to no pressure on Mac Jones, who carved up the entire defense for the whole game, despite being a poor quarterback for the majority of this season. Yeah, that's a fucking joke. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm throwing that F-bomb out there, but that's a damn joke. Mac Jones, really, that Patriots team that's averaging 12 points a game on offense, we let him score 29. Are you kidding me? No pressure on Mac Jones. Guy barely hit the ground, man. One sack came from Jordan Poyer. We couldn't get to him all game. It was a damn shame. It was a damn shame, man. Jordan Phillips, no show. Poona Ford, no show. Tim Settle, no show. Gregory Rousseau, no show. Leonard Floyd, no show. AJ Epinesa, for the most part, no show. He had a couple plays that were all right. But other than that, defensive line, boo. I give them all a damn stock down. That was miserable. Can't win. You're not going to win games like that. Look what happens when you don't get pressure on a quarterback. It doesn't even matter who the quarterback is. Sorry ass Mac Jones. If they got time in the pocket, they're going to make plays. And the other thing is our corners are not that good to stick with the receivers that long. Like, we need pressure on the quarterback. That will help out our sorry-ass corners right now that are struggling. You heard it. Sorry-ass corners that are struggling. Dane Jackson is who he is and will always be. He's a tad better than Levi Wallace. Yeah, a tad better than Levi Wallace. And Christian Benford, I like him, but he also is who he is. He lacks speed. I like that he gets back in the play and usually does make a play on the ball, which is good. But he gets beat a ton. Kyer Elam can't even see the field. That's how little trust that Sean McDermott has in him. We got a problem at corner. I'm telling you. And if we can't get to the quarterback, we got a real fucking problem at corner because those guys are going to get sliced up, okay? And you saw it, and you've been seeing it. And teams are attacking us every time, man. All right, next up. Stock up Dalton Kincaid. Yes. Kincaid has essentially filled in as Buffalo's slot receiver, and in such a role. It can be volatile with the way that the Bills prefer to pass the ball to Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. In Sunday's matchup against the Patriots, Kincaid was able to take advantage of New England's deep coverage and was able to produce some impressive runs after the catch. Yak, baby, yak. I agree, man. 75 yards, I believe he had. He led the team in receiving. Good for him. We need to get him more involved. And you got to have a better route tree for Dalton Kincaid moving forward. And I'm talking to you, Ken Dorsey. Stop with this underneath garbage all the time for Dalton Kincaid. He's a way better route runner than that. Stop it. Time to take the damn training wheels off of Dalton Kincaid and use him the right way, the way he was using Utah. Stop it already. Like, it's a damn shame that Dalton Kincaid's out there running these sorry-ass short routes, underneath routes over and over and over and over and over again. Stop it already, man. Use them the correct way because Gabe Davis ain't helping. And you got a receiver in Dalton Kincaid who's a sure-handed receiver, one of the best coming out in the draft, if not the best. And you're not using him the right way. That's all on you, bud. Man, it makes me so angry, man. It makes me so angry that guys like Deontay Hardy's not being used the right way. Guy with the least speed, we're not using the right way. Barely use him. Trent Sherfield, who had a really good year last year for the Dolphins, we're not using him at all. You might as well just cut him. What the fuck is he even on the roster for? He doesn't do anything out there. You're not doing anything. Honestly, guys, it's so fucking frustrating that we got a team of guys here that all have something good about, like, that they do well on the field, right? They all have their strengths, and our fucking coordinator doesn't understand what their strengths are. He just has them out there, runner. Like, I don't understand what is going on here. You don't know that you don't know what Deontay Hardy does well. You didn't see any film from him when he played for the Saints. What about Trent Sherfield? You don't know what his strengths are. You don't know what he does well. You don't know how to use him in the offense to get him off the team. If he's that bad, which I don't believe, then what the hell is he on the roster for? Honestly, you might as well bring up Andy Isabella. Honestly. He's a waste of a spot then if you're not going to use him right. And Deontay Hardy, by the way, all-pro returner, all-pro shit this year. Hasn't done nothing in the return game. Absolutely nothing. Slips and falls. Can't juke past anyone. I don't get it because he was an all-pro when New Orleans had kick return. All of a sudden now he just sucks. He's terrible. So, man, it's frustrating. Stock down Buffalo secondary. And yes, thank you. I agree. While Sunday's poor performance is more than just one person within Buffalo's defense, it was important to single out the secondary after the way that the Patriots were able to pass the ball. The Bills forced just 5 incompletions and allow 4 different receivers to have at least 51 receiving yards. Once again, this goes back to the defensive line putting pressure on Matt Jones and letting him sit back there and just picking out who he wants to go to with as much time as he wants. And our corners are not that good to stick with the receivers for that long. They're just not. Now, I'm telling you, Brandon Beane doesn't make a move on both sides of the ball, like a trade. If he doesn't pick up an offensive weapon for Josh Allen, another receiver, and a cornerback, and by the way, he needs more than just a cornerback. He needs a cornerback. You need a linebacker because clearly you don't trust Dorian Williams, and Dotson's fucking terrible. I don't even get that, by the way, yesterday. Pulling Dorian Williams out for Dotson. What did Dotson do? He did just as bad. Let the rookie stay in there. He's going to go through his lumps. So I don't understand what McDermott thinks sometimes either. It drives me insane. But we need help in a lot of positions. But primarily, get us a wide receiver that can move the needle here, Devontae Adams, and get us another corner and a defensive tackle because I don't think I don't think what's his name's coming back at all. So yeah, man, I just it's driving me insane, man. It's crazy, bro. Like I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. Like what is happening right now in Buffalo is a damn shame, man. Because we came into this season, I felt like we had that we had like the best. I thought we had the best depth that we had in the McBean era. I thought this was the most complete team that we had. And by the way, I met Daquan Jones. I was like, I'm so pissed off today, man. My mind is swirling, man. You guys have no idea. Like yesterday I was laughing because it was just, I didn't want to explode on the live post game, but I'm mad today, man, because I expected so much better from this team. How the fuck were we 13-3 last year? With a tougher schedule to start than this season. And we were 13-3 with all the injuries we had last year, with all the offseason crap that went on in Buffalo, with the DeMar thing, all that crap. Von Miller getting hurt, Josh Allen's UCL. We still were a top 5 offense, second in scoring. We go from that to 4-3 to start the season this year with a better offensive line, more help for Josh Allen, with the receivers, more speed. It makes no sense, man. It really doesn't. And by the way, it's not like we've placed one good quality team in the Dolphins. We won that game. I can't believe it, the way we're playing that we won that game, but you can't be losing the teams like the Jaguars and the Patriots and barely beat the Giants, which we could have lost that game too. We almost should be on a 3-game losing streak. We got lucky in the Giants game that there was no call there. It's been miserable, and I don't understand it. And the only thing I can go back to is saying that Sean McDermott may be over his head with the whole, defensive play calling and head coach because it's not adding up. I get Ken Dorsey's not doing his job. He's not. He's definitely not. He's doing a terrible job. But it all goes back to the head coach. I'll say it again. There's one guy in charge of this football team, man. That's Sean McDermott. Brandon Beane can only do. Listen, even if Brandon Beane does make some trades, which I don't think it's going to happen because he doesn't do it. But even if it does, you're the head coach. You need to figure out what the fuck to do with these players that he's bringing in. And you need to get with your other coaches on this team and make sure they know what to do with them. Not just bring in players and just not do anything with them. Don't know their strengths. Don't know what they do well. Just throw them out in the field like this fucking backyard pickup football. Man. Pissing me off, man. Stock up, linebacker Terrell Bernard. Love that dude, man. As he has been all season since he became one of the starting linebackers, Bernard was all over the field in Sunday's game against New England. Bernard racked up another 11 tackles and recovered a key fumble in the fourth quarter that led to a Buffalo touchdown. Yeah, man. What more can I say about Bernard, man? I'll be honest, man. I was worried about that middle linebacker spot to start the season. I wasn't sure how he would do. There wasn't much film on him. He didn't play much the year before his rookie year. But I was all good for it. I was totally good for it because Dotson was definitely not the answer, and neither was Klein. So I was totally good with Bernard, but I still have my concerns. And Bernard has played very, very well, if not very, very good. So yes, definitely stock up. He was all over the place. Got another key fumble. Let me tell you, when there's a fumble, or the ball's in the air, somebody tipped, he's always around the ball. He's like a ball hawk. I love it. Absolutely love that part of Terrell Bernard's game. And he's a tackling machine, man. He's all over the field. So I absolutely love Terrell Bernard, and I think he's only going to get better. And I think he should in the offseason bulk up just a little bit. But other than that, man, love his game. And that's one that's coming to be a good pick, by the way. That's starting to become a really good draft pick by Brandon Beane, one that I did not like initially, and I think a lot of Bills Mafia were scratching their head when he drafted Terrell Bernard last year, and now we're like, damn, okay, now we get it. But the other linebacker, Dorian Williams, was pulled out of that game for Dotson, made 0 sense, no sense at all. Once again, Sean McDermott, what are you doing? Right? You don't play Kaiir Elam because he makes mistakes. You pull him. He's a first-round draft pick. But you put Dane Jackson in, who's struggling all game. Christian Benford, who's struggling all game. But yet you don't want to give Kaiir a chance. No. He's on the bench. He's inactive for the first 4 weeks. It's crazy to me. And I listen, I don't think Kaiir Elam, I think Kaiir Elam just I'm not saying he's the answer either. I think Kaiir Elam is struggling as well. But I'm just saying, as far as like just who he picks and chooses who he wants to play and sit down and bench, is crazy to me at times. It really is mind-boggling. But I'm gonna tell you guys, man, once again, man, stock up, stock down. That was it. Stock down Ken Dorsey. Stock down head coach Sean McDermott. How about that one? 2 minutes to go against a Patriots offense that is averaging 12 points a game, one of the worst offenses in the NFL. Mac Jones, one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. The offense puts you up. You have the opportunity to win us the game here. You're the defensive coordinator now, and you let that Patriots team drive down 75 yards and score a touchdown, and that's it. A walk-off touchdown. Shame. That's a shame, man. That's terrible. What does that say about Sean McDermott and this defense? I get it. We were missing people. I'm okay, fine. But we're going against one of the worst teams in the NFL. We're going against one of the worst offenses in the NFL. Who's missing players on top of that? Guys, come on, man. Don't make excuses. We are a better team than that. And it goes back to one guy, Sean McDermott, man. How do you let that happen? And listen, guys, the rumor, that whole 13 seconds that Sean McDermott was the one that took over as a defensive play caller, right? He took over Frazier in that game. I didn't want to believe it. It's a rumor. And I got to say, man, it may be true. It may be true. Sean McDermott might have been the guy that took over. We may never know. But boy, looking at this game, the way he once again, soft zone, bullshit ass defense, not playing physical. It's I don't know. It's frustrating, guys, man. Anyways, I'm sorry. We are live tonight at 9:30. We are going to be previewing the Buffalo Bills Tampa Bay Buccaneers game because we play this Thursday. It's a quick turnaround game. Hopefully Ed Oliver is back for this game because clearly we need him. Because clearly the other guys we have can't step up to the plate and fill in and do their fucking job. Tim Settle, right? Puna Ford, Jordan Phillips, who I love. I love Jordan Phillips, but man, he's been a no-show this year. I got to be honest with you. Love him. I honestly do. Like that guy brings it, but he hasn't brung it this year. Something's not right. He has not brung it. Tim Settle hasn't brung it since we signed him. And I think he has the potential to bring it. He just hasn't. Puna Ford was benched for most of the year, so I don't really necessarily blame him. He's only seen so much game action. And that's on Sean McDermott. Gregory Rousseau will be better. I think he just had an off game. I'm not too concerned about Rousseau, guys. Leonard Floyd, same. You know, I still think that was a great pickup. He's had a good year. He just had an off game. It is what it is. But man, we need players to step up, and I think certain players just can't. And I think that's why Brandon Beane has to make trades. You have to, man. If you do not, this team is going to continue to struggle on both sides of the ball. These are just facts. And if Brandon Beane thinks this team is good the way it is, and he's sitting in his chair saying, nah, I like what we have. I think these guys are good. We can win with these guys. We can be a contender with these guys. Then he's delusional. Because we're not. And it won't happen. It's only going to get worse. So, Brandon Beane, you got to October 31st to make a move. And I think you should make more than one move. You got 10 damn draft picks. 10. Stop with the hoarding of the draft picks. It's time. It's been time. The Buffalo Bills deserve better. Bills Mafia deserves better. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. This is craziness. Let's do something. Let's move the needle now. It's time. The time is now. We don't have to wait every year for you to get it right in the draft. For the salary cap to be so excellent, then you can go pick up play. No, man. Get it done. Make it happen. We're tired of waiting. I've been waiting. Bills Mafia's been waiting. Get it done, man. Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.